Hey everybody, welcome to the show. I'm back. It's me, Macaroni, also known as Grandmaster Ash. I'm sitting down today with my good friend Josh Jerk. That's not his real name, but it's appropriate. He's the singer of School Drugs, and he's here to talk to us at Ghost Harbor Creative in Asbury Park, New Jersey, about their new album coming out. They just had the pre-order start on this last Friday. Go and order that pre-order. How are you doing, Josh?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good, good. Good to see you. You have the new album coming out.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? This is the second release?
Fifth, technically.
Fifth, technically. Was second LP, or is this?
Yeah, second LP.
Why'd you go with a full LP instead of continue? Like, I feel like right now, a lot of bands do the fashion of releasing singles, and that medium has come up, or just doing EPs. Why a full length?
Well, splitting it up over 4 7-inches is kind of like getting the best of both worlds in that respect, because they're going to come out and they will be EPs. They are not EPs. They are 4 parts of a whole, but you can put them out periodically, and that's only 3 songs on each, and that's basically an EP.
Yes.
So, and then at the end, we're just going to collect all 4 of them together into an LP.
I think that's a smart way to go about it in today's age with the way that people release music nowadays. People consume content in a way different way, and I think it's really weird that we still, as a like DIY community, stick to that like regiment of releasing an EP to an LP once a year or something like that. And I think that the way of breaking it up like that, that's smart. I like that.
Yeah, everybody's got you go through like the demo, and then maybe you do a promo,
Yes.
and if you don't do the promo, then you do the EP, and then you do the LP, and then everybody in your band fucking quits, so then you got to start all over again, and you put out another EP, and so on in such fashion.
So before we get to like actually School Drugs and stuff, I just like for people that aren't aware, we've known each other for years. We've essentially grown up together in a sense. And we actually now live only like 6 or 7 blocks from each other. What is it? And you do a lot of shows here. So we've grown up going to shows together and going through this. And it's kind of funny to see this dynamic now because you're in a very predominant band, I would say, in our local area especially. And now I make content online about punk.
Who'da fucking thunk it?
Yeah. It's a weird segment to think about doing something when you're like 14, 15 and being like, oh, this will never be something.
Well, when you were 14 or 15, this was not an option. This wasn't a thing that anybody did.
Yeah, I guess people didn't make content the way they do now.
No, you had like the Angry Video Game Nerd was like the fucking pinnacle, the height of internet.
So can you give us a little bit of an origin of School Drugs, like how it came about and like all that stuff and the different members, things like that?
Yeah, so me and Edgar, who I've probably known for only a little bit longer than you.
Really?
Yeah, since I was probably like 14 or so. Like when I started going to shows, which is probably not long after that I meet you.
Yeah, I met you at the first time I ever met you was at Awful Waffles record release show. And I immediately thought like, oh, this is the loudest kid in the room. I've been this person. I hate this person.
And now you're that person again. So see how that's gone full circle?
I do what I can. I broke the... Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. The great and powerful Oz is all you need to hear. Italians don't fix things. Italians shout at things.
Yeah, they cook and break things.
We cook and break things, and most of the things we cook are involving sauce, cheese, or bread.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right?
Some kind of carb.
All those things are good. Carbs are great.
Yeah, some kind of carb, some kind of sauce, some kind of meat. That's it.
Yes, that's about it. That's all we do. We'll throw veggies in there sometimes.
Yeah.
We get creative, you know?
Where was I recently that I saw that you could get spaghetti? It was like some fast food place, and they had spaghetti as a fucking option now.
Like a spaghetti basket?
Yeah. Wawa, you're right.
Wawa has spaghetti.
Stay in your lane, Wawa. Stay in your
no,
fucking lane.
And no grill. You ever think about that?
Yeah, it comes in a bag, and they just put it in hot water.
Hot water.
Which is a French cooking technique. So,
Wawa's
Wawa's classier than I am.
Cooking techniques are French. In culinary, they name things French words.
Like French fries.
Yes. Exactly. That's exactly what I meant.
Like French bread.
Yes, French bread and French toast.
All named for the French area of
it's
France.
Why so many things are French. Like it's because they're the culinary queens of the world. That's right. I said Queens. What is it? So you were saying, what are the other members of School Drugs?
So then at some point we met Bobko at a show, or I met Bobko at a show, and our guitarist had just quit, and Bobko was there, and I cornered him at the Mill Hill basement and was like, "Do you want to be in School Drugs?" And he was like, "Yeah, I guess if you'll just take like 2 steps back." I mean,
Yeah,
fuck.
cornering people is a good way to get them in your band.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't leaving.
Be slightly threatening without using the words that are a threat, so they can't legally charge you.
You can leave anytime. You can just leave. I just want to talk.
Yeah.
I just want to talk. That's all.
The threat is suggested. It's not said.
So I asked him. He said yes. And then I heard the Bob tone, and I was like, I like it, but it's not lead tone. So we had to get another guitarist, too. And there's a bunch of stuff that I needed 2 guitars for because there's different parts, because why have 2 guitarists that they're just going to play the same fucking thing?
That makes perfect sense. I remember the first time I ever saw Propagandhi was right after they released, what is it, Today's Empires, Tomorrow's Ashes, and they were still a 3-piece then before they added the second guitarist. And in that album, they wrote all these awesome second guitar parts, and they didn't perform them. And I was super disappointed. Like, I just sat in the audience the whole time being like, that's not how it goes.
It sucks when you go see a band and it doesn't sound like the record. I mean, I definitely understand it because I'm not bringing a fucking piano to do the outro of Joyless. At every fucking show.
I understand that it's supposed to sound a little different or whatever, but like there was a drastic difference in those songs, and that was the album I was most familiar with. Yeah. I mean, all their other albums where they didn't have a second guitar, it wasn't that big of a deal. It was fun to hear those songs, but like it was upsetting for that album that I was the most excited about.
Yeah. I like Propagandhi. Propagandhi's cool.
One of the best albums of 2009.
So then, met Bobko, and then we needed a drummer. And I'd always loved Chris Pierce's drumming. He played in
Amazing
For
drummer.
Science. He played in The Measure, playing drums. He played in the AGs.
OG.
Played in a bunch of bands playing drums, and I was always a big fan. And I always figured, like, Chris doesn't want to play in my stupid punk band. Like, I'm not going to fucking bother him with this shit. And then I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go for broke. And I asked him, I was like, hey, you want to be in School Drugs? And he was like, yeah, sure.
Because that's all he does. He plays in bands.
And that's when I realized, like, Chris Pierce just likes to be in a lot of bands.
He doesn't watch TV.
Yeah, he just wants to be in bands. All of his time wants to be spent being in bands or recording bands.
Yeah. So that's all the members then?
That's all the members. I mean, Then there's Sam, who just joined recently.
Okay.
And I've known Sam for probably 5 or 6 years. Played in a few bands around here. It was always like a chill dude. His brother, Dylan, was in one of the first iterations of School Drugs.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So now,
Because they look similar.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute.
So, at this point in time, I don't have any, like, pictures to use of, like, all of us playing because we have yet to play a show with Sam.
Yes.
But I have pictures of us playing with Dylan. So I just use pictures.
It makes perfect sense. They're brothers. They really do look alike.
I just use pictures of Dylan because they're twins.
Oh, are they twins?
So
oh my god,
like,
I just thought they were just brothers.
No, so
I didn't even realize
it's the same
that.
fucking thing. It doesn't matter.
That's hilarious. It is the same thing.
Yeah, like that picture is from 2016.
Like genetically.
Yeah. Like the picture will be from 2016, but it'll be like, yeah, that was taken in 2012.
Yeah. That's a good, wow. Man, that worked out well
deep
for you guys.
strats.
Yeah,
deep fucking strats.
What is it? When is your first show back? You're doing a show in Connecticut, correct?
Connecticut, July 3rd.
Yeah, I'm going to try and make it to that because I'm coming home from Boston on my way back from the Bouncing Souls in Boston, so I'm going to try and hit that on my way home. You also have the big record release on, July 24th, correct?
Yes.
And that is at Lake Como?
No, it's in Lacey.
It's in Lacey. Oh,
It's in
okay.
Lacey.
Okay, so it's basically South Jersey.
That's on the border of South Jersey and South Jersey.
Okay. I'm
But-
from the same area as
yeah.
you. We're from South Jersey. It's okay, guys. You can
I
just
think
say it.
we're-
Just
no,
get it
we're-
over with.
no,
It's all right. Just let it
We're
let
on
it
the
come over
cusp
you.
of Central Jersey and South Jersey.
Listen, I'm not on the cusp. I think I might be on the cusp. That means that you
No, you're
definitely-
in Central Jersey. You were in
I'm
Central
not
Jersey.
in Central Jersey. I'm from Bricktown. Bricktown is South Jersey. It's the beginning of South Jersey. I don't understand this fear of admitting I'm from South Jersey.
Well, we can
and that I was smart enough to move out of it.
We can change it and just agree that it's the shore.
Okay. That I'm fine.
Yeah.
Well, we're all from the shore. We've
it's
come
the shore.
To
not
the
south,
agreement.
not north,
I
not
think that
west.
whole area just
the shore.
came to peace with that argument.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can argue that it's definitely the shore.
Yeah, all you assholes can fucking argue whether Central Jersey exists or not. We live at the shore.
Yeah, we definitely absolutely live at the shore, and you don't. So, and everyone that makes that argument does not live at the shore.
Yeah.
100% does not live at the shore. To just talk about some of the art you're releasing, or at least I've seen you release for the newest album, or the newest release. With the past albums, it felt like your trope of, and what I really liked is it almost felt like you were laughing at the concept of being cliche by using like really easy punk rock tropes with the images of like the bad brains and changing that imagery and things
like
that.
on shirts and stuff.
Yes, imagery-wise.
Yeah.
Imagery-wise, not music-wise.
I just like doing rip-offs.
And that's what I mean. It had that like trope of that where when you actually listen to the music, you're like, oh, this is something new and fresh and like exactly what I would expect out of something new punk. But it had that like almost placating of like, this is what you think it is, cliche, you know? Like,
right.
And I always thought that was fun because that's not what you get when you listen to it. Where with this art that you've just recently released, it does feel like it's the very first time that it's really like school drugs art. It's school drugs like aesthetic. It's that atmosphere you're stepping into, and I like it. And I really like the coffin and the lettering that you've been using. I noticed you changed your Instagram lettering and stuff like that. That looks more, I don't want to say professional because that's not what I'm really thinking. It just looks more like it's you and significantly you. What made you go with that trope over going with the old theme that you were going with?
For one thing, every band needs a fucking logo. You need a logo.
Yeah, but I think it was cool how that's what you were doing is, yeah, every band has these logos because they're trying to emulate this, the Suicidal Tendencies hat, that was a Blood for Blood shirt, that symbol from Bad Brains, these other symbols that are such huge tropes in punk, and you placating off of that of like, no, we're not going to make our own, we're just going to steal yours. Like that's super punk and funny. Yeah. And like it's right in this right sense of humor and everything. And then with this one, you've definitely chosen to go and not do that and just make a new one. And it doesn't feel with a lot of people like that overly trying hard, like this is our new fucking symbol. People tattoo this on their bodies once. It just looks like a cool fucking symbol that like, I like it. I like the branding a lot more than I thought it was going to do because I like that old symbol of the R with the elongated arm that has the NJ hardcore kind of symbol mixed into it. That
was from a ripoff that I did. That was from the SSD. I made like a sticker of our name looking like Society System Decontrol, and it's got like, it already has like an RX kind of thing with like whatever the fucking things say, not NJHC, whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, that's nice. Got that in the recording.
So, yeah, I just made that as like a sticker. And
I didn't even realize that. I thought that was more of an original idea, but but for some reason that felt, maybe because I had seen it in other tropes, like this kind of placate of like, I'm not going to make a symbol, I'm just going to take yours, and I really really like that. But with this symbols and all the things, I like that you used. Everyone uses the Bobko trope of the mask.
The mask,
and stuff. That's so fun. And if you all aren't familiar with it, go look at School Drugs Instagram or Gels or Sick Shits.
Hint: Bobko's the guy with the mask on.
To the point where younger punks in our community, like a kid came up to me once and was like, "Oh, isn't Bobko in?" I think it was like he thought he was a member of Limp Wrist. Because there is an image of them playing where one of the members has a ski mask on and he's playing and has like the bondage stuff on. I'm like, that is not Bobko. I'm like, that is Limp Wrist. I'm like, that band's awesome. You should listen to Limp Wrist too. But like,
that's how people identify Bobko to me, is like, yeah. So like Bobko, and be like, who's that? Is that the guy with the mask? Like, yeah, is the guy with the mask.
Yeah. It's
it's easy to identify.
It's a very funny trope that he has started.
I want to make a Where's Waldo book, but it's Where's Bobko, and it's like a drawing of like a show and a bunch of people, and you got to find Bobko in the ski mask.
I like that. I would buy that book.
There was a period of time where, like, maybe 3, 4, 5 times a week, I was making a different Bobko meme every day, and there's a folder of them on my Facebook, and there's one that's like Bob Blow, and it's like a ski mask blowing out a big cloud. There's Bob Crow, and it's like the ski mask with the fucking crow makeup on. Oh my god. There's like a Warzone ripoff. It's like don't forget the mask, don't forget the mash.
Oh my god, these are amazing.
There's a whole fucking like every day I would just send another one.
Oh my god, it's so funny. Just those tropes in punk are the funner things where you can look into an album or of different people and be like, this one member of the band, they just harassed through memes. They like constantly and forever, this person is harassed through memes in their group of friends.
Bobko's a walking, living, breathing meme.
Welcome to the club. It's at least I get paid. I don't know what else to say about that. What is it? When is the album actually being released? It's coming out in July, correct? Yeah, that's good. We got that on camera.
July 23rd.
Oh, okay. So July 23rd is the actual release of part 1.
Part 1.
Of the album. And there's 4 parts, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And do any plans of when those will be released, or are we not talking about that yet?
Don't know. Periodically.
We don't know.
They'll be out
periodically.
At a time.
So that I would say that's the future sentiment for the band is to you have those 3 other parts that you're working on that will be coming out. You're obviously playing more shows. Is there any other things that we should look forward to, or any things you want to talk about?
There's a couple comps that are going to come out soon.
Cool.
So those will be out. They're both benefits for various charities and organizations.
All right, yeah, that's awesome. That's cool. Are there any other like shows or releases coming out soon that you want to hear about or you're excited about?
Like from us?
From other groups locally or abroad.
I'm always excited to see what like someone like Dumpweed is doing.
I really like what they've become.
It's cool.
I really like.
It's very cool.
The same person that did their art for their newest release, Dylan.
Did your T-shirt?
Did my T-shirts.
Yeah.
And what is it? Dylan's great artist. It's Dylan X VX on
great style.
Instagram. Also on TikTok and stuff. Go check him out. Really cool gothic shit. But yeah, he did their stuff, and I really like what the band has become versus like they were like. Blink 182 kind of like influence. Like they sounded like Blink 182 to me when I first heard them, and very high schooly, and I liked it. I liked that kind of like they had a song about being bullied, so I'm like, gotta have one
called
of those.
Being Bullied.
Yeah, you gotta have a bully song in your first band. Like I don't trust you. But what they've become now is like way funner and like more of a evolution. I can really see the AFI influences and stuff like that.
Oh, those dudes fucking love.
I
Affy.
love AFI, so I'm down.
They definitely love them some Affy.
Yeah, I love that's yeah. Let's call them that now. Davey Havoc would like that. He covered up all his cool tattoos, so it doesn't matter anymore. He blacked everything out. He had the coolest straight edge.
Did he? Did he just get like
everything's blacked? Everything's like these weird geometrical black things all over his body. He had this really cool straight edge tattoo of like the classic rosary hands like this, but the hands are monster and they're all blue and they're decaying like zombie hands, and they have the X's.
I was gonna say they have a big fucking.
Yeah, and I was like, X. That's a pretty cool straight edge tattoo. I thought
that motherfucker needs to grow his hair back out.
It was cool.
That's the cutest era of Davey Havoc.
Cutest era, but best era is by far fucking Devil Lock. That shit's hot, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I recently have gotten into. Not recently. That's not true. Secretly
first 5 albums.
Secretly for a while.
There's no reason to be secretive about it.
Secretly for a while, I got into like the mid later stuff, the stuff that isn't Answer That and Stay Fashionable or
Art
like
of Drowning is really good.
Art of Drowning's good.
Art of Drowning.
I got into
really
Sing the
good.
Sorrow after for so long just being like I'm way
Black
too
Sails
fucking
in the
punk to be into
Sunset
that.
Sing the Sorrow is a good album. Black Sails in the Sunset is by far their best album. But Sing the Sorrow has a lot of good albums, a lot of good songs on it. That 7th song on Sing the Sorrow, if that's what Black Audio sounded like, what I thought it was going to sound like, I would buy all their shit, but it was terrible.
Yeah.
It was not good. I did not like Black Audio. It was horrible.
So, yeah, like the Sing the Sorrow
Should've been called Ruining
AFI. Slash Jesus Christ, I already forgot the name of the fucking next record, and I just fucking said it.
What is it? There's December Underground. That's the album after, and then there's Crash Love, and then there's the newest one that is listenable, but it's not that good.
Anyway, the Sing the Sorrow era, Davey Havok is the cutest Davey Havok.
It's an argument. It's an argument I'd like to have.
That's the Davey Havok I want to date.
You would deny what is it? Art of Drowning?
No, he was
on the sweater.
No, he was
man
cute
was
from
beat for being like homophobes targeted him.
Right.
Automatic. Like he lived in the era where like by just having that haircut, people were spitting on him. You know, like, and that's what I kind of liked about it at that time. I was like, there's nothing more punk than being feminine right now.
Davey Havok in a mesh shirt though.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, it's not hard to admit. So I want to talk one more time about the big show on the 24th. Who else is playing that show? I know that what is it? The Dusters are playing Fatal Rage. Who else is
Fetal Rage?
Rage.
Not to be confused with Fatal Rage, the '80s Long Branch band fronted by one Jacko.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I forgot all about that story. Look into that by listening to, I think, our first interview with School Drugs on the podcast. That's on SoundCloud. We got to get that on Spotify. I'll figure out a way to do that. Go. We'll talk to my people. You know, but yes. Who else is on that show?
Nihilistics.
Yeah. How?
I don't know.
Okay. Cool.
I didn't book it.
Yeah. Cool. What is it? That's outside, right? It's like yeah, the place looks pretty sick to do something. They donate all
just a big open space.
Yeah, they donate all the money to like some animal
This one
right?
is for it's like stomp out drug abuse is the thing this time.
Cool. I'm for that. As a person that abused drugs, I would like to stomp it out. I was trying to stomp all the drugs out, but it didn't work. So yeah, just to go over one more time, I want to talk about the album is coming out on July 23rd.
Yes.
The show will be, the big record release will be July 24th.
Can confirm.
And your first show back will be in Connecticut on July 3rd. Facts. All right. Is there anything else you would like to plug before we wrap everything up?
Coconut water is still delicious.
It's not. I mean, I like coconut water. I don't like.
That's
Vita
called
Coco.
a callback.
I don't like Vita Coco. I don't like it. It tastes like, I assume what like if my ejaculate.
I will say.
Wait.
I will say. Well, one, I think it's supposed to make your ejaculate taste better.
Really?
Yeah.
Coconut water in general?
Coconut water, it's high in like sugars and stuff like that. Well, with that being said, that is part of the reason that I've amended my like coconut water, I'll drink it all the time thing. Not because it makes your cum taste better. That's just a joyous side effect.
A joyous.
It's got a lot of fucking carbs and calories, so you basically just drink a fucking soda. It's like the same thing.
Oh, really? Good, because I don't drink that shit. I drink seltzer and water and beer.
Right.
Yeah, that's mostly what I drink.
Do you mix them? Do you drink the alcohol seltzer?
No, I have 3 separate drinks. Like a fucking king, bro.
So do you take the beer and the seltzer and then...
I have a water, I have a flavor, and I have a stimulant, and that's either coffee, that would be caffeine in the morning, and then alcohol is replaced at night.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a 3-drink system. Any more than 3 drinks is gluttony.
I like the idea that you have a system.
Is peasantry.
I have a 3-drink system.
It's a 3-drink system. 3 drinks are supreme. It's king activity.
I just really like that you have a system.
Yeah, it's a drink. 3 drinks.
Like, hey, can I get a sip of that? I have a fucking system. I have a system.
A system for
any of
these are my drinks.
My drinks. Get
your
own fucking system.
Waitresses cry when I show up because I'm like, I'll take a water,
I'll have a water.
An orange juice, and a coffee, and they're like for the I'm like, for me.
And don't
you
bring
can
me that
take
fucking,
their drink.
Don't bring me that little fucking bullshit.
What size orange juice? The large, bitch. Don't even question what size orange juice.
Do you have a trash can in the back?
Yeah.
Just fill that fucking thing up and drag it.
I want all the pulp.
I'll come to you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, and I want a
But
big
you
water.
like the one with the pulp. I
Yeah.
like the one that says shum pulp.
I don't need old pulp, but I pulp's good.
No, the quote was for Edgar, though.
Okay, then.
And then she throws the phone at him.
All right. So, I think we're set. We're wrapping up. Everyone go listen to School Drugs on Spotify.
Is that it? We're done?
Yeah, we don't really do.
We're done?
Do more.
Keep
What?
going.
What?
Keep going. What are we at?
What do you got? What do you got to talk
What are we
about?
at? What are we at? It's only 35 minutes?
Yeah, 35
Jesus
minutes.
fucking Christ. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just. What do you want to talk? What do you want to rap about?
Yeah, there's no back to this chair.
Why is there always one French fry in my onion rings at Burger King?
Bag fries.
That-
Speaking of going
I
to
feel
fast
like
food,
it's
bag
psychological
fries.
warfare.
Let's talk bag fries.
Bag fries, like fries in a bag.
Fries that are in the bottom of the bag, and you have your food, and you have your friend's food. Whose fucking fries are those?
Who bought the food?
You both put in. You both put
Okay,
in.
who
This
went
is
and
an
picked up the
equal
food?
partnership.
Who went and picked
You
up
went
the food?
together. You went together.
God damn you.
I know. So whose fries are the bag fries? Who's
driving?
You're driving. I mean, you can't
It's my
both
fries.
feasibly drive.
I have access to the bag before anyone else.
Do you though? Because
It's a game of access.
if they give you the food before you pay, which is not likely, but
So
if they
you're
do,
you're saying if I transfer power when I hand them the bag as a driver.
yeah, 100%.
All right, so you're saying
100%.
the passenger is the one in the power.
But you got to be careful because now you're in a predicament. If you go ahead and you pass that bag to your friend and it's theirs, they have control of the bag.
Okay.
But if you try to keep it and you got it on your lap, now
That's a
you run the
power
risk.
move.
Now it is a super big
It's
power
a
move.
fucking power move.
You're gonna run the risk of trying to get your fucking wallet out of your thing and like dumping all the
I just
shit
saw that.
out.
I have
and
a
then you're
fanny
like,
bag that I keep around
you
me at
do
all
have
time.
a fanny
I
bag.
have
I know.
easy access to my things. You mock it, but this is the perfect situation to be
I do.
selfish, where I get bag fries and you don't, all because you didn't think ahead and you had to mock my fashion sense.
This is the
You went
only
with an
time
old.
that was a
You
good
went with
idea.
an old traditional trope of men's fashion, and that's where you failed.
Such a modern thing. It's just
It's not a modern thing. First of all, putting
on
your
the
phone,
fucking shoulder. Yeah, it is.
Putting your
here, wear it here, like you're the fucking champ, bud.
that. First of all, I don't need to because
Ain't
I
nothing
need
wrong with
easy
that.
access right up. I'm down here.
This
I'm
is
reaching
too
down,
fucking
reaching
hard to
down.
reach
I'm
in.
here. I'm at my level, bro.
But you
All
just
right?
reach
The
in,
chest
like
is easy to access.
it's as difficult as taking
People-
a piss.
Every time I reach down, people are like, "What's that guy doing? Is he getting his wallet? Is something creepy about to happen?" Because I'm the most likely person for people to think creepy things are happening. I'm a white dude.
Right.
All right. All I need to do is own a van, and people are looking at me even dirtier. All right.
Good thing you don't own a van.
I used to, and I remember those days. All right.
And this is why don't own a van anymore.
If you're a white cisgendered dude, don't own vans. It's not going to work out. It's not, especially if you have like one port window where it's like they might have a room for escape. If it has no windows on it, you are getting the cops called on you a lot. You're about to feel what it's like to be in a tenth of a marginalized group.
There was a. Do you remember that low budget show that was at the cabin? You fucking played it.
Oh yeah,
Your band played it.
I do.
You don't
Vaguely.
You don't know this, but Jeroni was in another band that wasn't $1 Million Dinosaur.
What, the motherfucking Lost? It's the same band.
The Lost. Yeah, but it's a different name, so it's
It's
totally
the
different
same
thing.
band. We changed the name because we changed.
So then
one
you're saying
member.
that Sick Shit and Gel are the same band?
They are the same band. That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying they put him on bass, and they just added a member, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I haven't seen them perform with the new member. But that's
They just all kind of like rotated
yeah,
one.
They didn't
Well,
even
no, that's
rotate.
not true. It's just Bobko plays fucking bass.
They just added bass instead of having bass as a back thing. Because they just decide, like, I don't know when Sick Chick was just like, you know what? We're racist against bass players. They tried to have, we know how that went. We're not going to go into that, but how their bassists went. But now they just play to the backtrack, so they're anti-bass.
Sick Shit does, yeah.
Yeah, but they don't even play anymore, really. Yeah,
No.
Yeah, I would play, but like, no one books us.
I would book them in a heartbeat. I tried to book them before. I would do a live stream in a heartbeat with them. I would love to do that.
Just a tidbit of info that I want to throw in here. Bobko, Bobko, plays in Gel,
Yes,
but Bobko, Bobco,
plays in
Plays in
School
School
Drugs. It's spelled differently.
every time we put out a record, I'm like, yeah, I'll spell your name right. Don't worry about it. And then the record comes out and it's BOBCO, and he's like, "You fucking asshole."
He's like, that's the person.
I think it's really funny that it's like, like another one of the memes that I made was the Bobcat, like with the like Bobcat, but it's Bobco in the same font. And
have you done like a Bob Marley with like the lion? You should do like a Bobco, but he's
just
like
with
turning
like
into
half
a
lion, half,
and it's like
yeah.
Rasta colors behind. I would buy that shirt in a heartbeat. You should just make for what? Like, I don't even think Bobco like smokes weed, really. I think he.
Yes, he does.
He smokes weed, but like I don't think he's like. Oh, I wouldn't call him a pothead. Like in my mind, that's not what I think.
He's a potman.
When I think Bobco, it's like if somebody was like Macaroni's a pothead, I'd be like, yeah, duh.
Yes.
But like. The fact that smoke isn't coming out of my mouth at this moment is surprising. But Bobco, like just the idea of doing a whole like weed trope to Bobco, that sounds really good.
I feel like I
have. Gel that's where Gel is losing out on money and merch. Because if they put some Bobco trays and grinders out and like, some other Bobco, maybe Bobco papers.
Fucking moon mats.
Yeah, moon mats with Bobco, just a mask. I like how you went to moon mats.
Bobco moon mats.
Yeah, like why did you know moon mats as a non-smoker? That was a weird.
because that's what Andrew does. Andrew works. Andrew works for that company that makes moon mats.
Oh, does he? That's cool.
Yeah. So he explained to me the entire like.
Yeah, they use
thing.
like recyclable parts or something.
And I'm like, that's way too much.
I have a moon mat. They're actually really cool and they're pretty.
I get it because you spent like.
Yeah, they take like recycled.
Fucking $73,000 on a fucking glass bong, and if it tips over, like it's more fragile than an iPhone.
Well, it's just like if you're a collector, and it's also nice. Like I have pieces that are somewhat expensive. I have an.
I'm ooghing the term pieces.
Dude, they're
bro, I got this nice piece, bro.
Do you know how hard it is to blow glass?
I just bought this brand. I'm not saying it's not difficult.
Yeah.
But just because something is difficult doesn't make it good or cool or like fancy or nice.
Dude, blowing glass is really cool. It looks really awesome. I stopped smoking Gravs because I'm old.
Because you're a wuss?
No, because I don't want to smoke plastic anymore.
Figure it out.
Figure it out is right.
You gotta figure it out.
No, but dude, I have nice pieces that are like worth it, and they really are. They like nice. I mean, I did spend some money on them, but
like I said, I understand it to a point. I mean, you're talking to a guy that spent stupid fucking amounts on stacks of paper.
Yeah, you know what stupid stuff means.
So, like, I get it.
Yeah, you know stupid stuff.
I get it.
Yeah, I bought a Medi-Cali for $150, and it's worth a little over $500 now.
So you're gonna sell it?
We're not a weed
Good.
That's bullshit. Good. We're not a weed podcast. I am pot.
Ed is pot.
Sarah doesn't do anything fun. Oh, I go look at abandoned buildings and take pictures of them, but you can't know where they are or trash them because you're too fun.
That's a fun activity. Urban exploring, as they
it's
call
not fun
it.
When you're documenting it, not breaking something.
As it's
the only part I like is that she breaks into things. Nothing's more fun than smoking pot. You can do fun things and then be high on pot.
Wait. Bobberation Ivy?
Bobberation Ivy. We want this up here.
Okay, wait. So you got, if we're gonna like run through this real quick,
we're putting all these names up here.
You got Bobco Hill.
Bobco Hill, right up here. We're going with the Bobco Hill.
Bob Crow.
Bob Crow.
Oh, that's what it was. It's not Blowco, it's Fogco.
Fogco.
Don't forget the mash. Don't forget the mask.
Oh my God, that's amazing. This is amazing.
Bobberation Ivy. Oi
Daddy. The Oi Daddy.
I forgot he was
Throw up the Oi Daddy.
Crucified for my clouds.
Oh, because he's the cloud god.
And it's the fucking skin.
That's not offensive.
It's comic books. I have every single issue of Amazing Spider-Man from 21 to 700 straight run. That's not to say that I don't have issues before 21. Why Amazing Spider-Man?
Yeah, why not Ultimate?
Because I'm not Elon Musk, so I can't afford like any fucking issues of Batman from the fucking Silver or Jesus Christ Golden Age. So
you wanted to go with a more...
It was an attainable goal. It was like a thing that was like it doesn't extend past the Silver Age.
Anniversary with with Venom, where it was supposed to be the last fight with Venom. I have that one too. It's like the reflective
it's got like a chromium cover.
Yeah, got a chromium cover. That's really cool. If we can find that image, we'll throw it up there.
Absolutely.
But that's a really, really great. That's supposed to be the last fight with him and Venom, and it's a weird fight, but
yeah. But so I got
That's Tom McFarlane still, I think,
No.
around that time, isn't it?
No, that's probably Eric Larson. If I had to make
I don't
an
know,
educated
but
guess.
I
'Cause
don't.
it went
but
like-
I know that's that era because that's right around the time I got into comics right when Superman died.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
right around that time when Superman died, I heard about it on the news, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the comic book store and get that comic because I want
With
to know.
every other single fucking person
I just
in the
wanted
entire
to
country.
not to collect it. I honestly wanted to know how Superman died. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna read this comic because
Yeah.
I'm curious, and it's a fucking sick story. I like how
It's
he
cool.
died.
I really like that's
I don't like how
Dan
he came
Jurgens.
back, but then that's a whole other terrible.
Yeah, we don't
story.
gotta worry about that. That's the white bag Superman, not the black bag Superman.
Really?
Yeah, there was another one that came out when they brought him back. But the cool thing about the Death of Superman thing was that, it spanned over
ruined
like
chronological order in
it
comics?
spanned over every Superman book, so like Action Comics and Superman and whatever else he was in, and the what is it, like 12 parts, I think, and at some point they changed it to like every page had the same amount of panels.
Okay.
So it was like, 6 issues before he dies, there's 6 panels per page. 5 issues before he dies, there's 5 panels per page.
Oh, yeah.
And then the
'Cause the
last
last one
issue
is
is
the-
just
is that
splash
last
pages.
page.
The
I remember.
entire fucking thing is
Yeah.
only splash pages.
It's
and then
it's
got
dirty.
that, and then it's got the fucking fold out. It's got that fold
Yeah.
out on the fucking end.
When he's smashing
like-
his face into cars in the
And he's
ground
dead?
and shit. Yeah, and he's all
Yeah.
dead, and then
It's great.
Lois Lane is holding him. But I like the way they did it in the animated series. They should have. I like that storyline better. The animated series, he doesn't die. He's beat.
Right.
He gets beat totally. Like he loses the fight.
Yeah.
And right before he loses the fight, people start throwing rocks at Doomsday, and they're like, it's pathetic, you
Right.
know. And they're like, and the whole city of New York's there, all these people, and they're like, we don't care that you can kill all of us.
Yeah.
We're not gonna let you kill
Yeah.
Superman. Like he's stood for us too many times. We're fighting for him.
Yeah.
It's like you can kill all of us before you kill him. And they start trying to attack him. And as they do that, that Heaven planet shows up.
Right.
And goes, this is under our protection, and that's why the Doomsday planet leaves. I thought that that's a better ending. I truly think that's a better ending.
There's some really cool intersections of punk and mainstream comic books that aren't like overt. So like a few years ago, there was that Punk Rock Jesus comic book that was.
I have that at home.
It was pretty good. I liked it.
It's okay. I have it at home.
and then
I forget it.
there
I haven't read
was-
it in a while.
Yeah,
I always felt that the Tank Girl comics are complete. Like the first thing I ever read comic book wise, where I'm like, this is just a punk rock trope.
Oh, 100%. Then there's there's like Spider Punk from the Spider-Verse storyline.
Dude, that's a great series, and they're supposed to do like a live action movie version, or
I'm into it.
They want to do. They talked about doing a Spider-Verse TV series.
Sony, fucking get at me.
And I don't know if they're going to do it. I want to see them do it with the person of color.
Yeah,
with
100%.
Spider-Man, because that's what he is in that,
Yeah.
that universe. And I love the whole cop trope and the whole government trope with the Venoms taking over.
Yep.
Like it's perfect. It's perfect.
So there's like one of the, it might even be like the first issue or second issue
Captain
of
Anarchy.
it might be the first or second issue of Walking Dead. There's like a zombie wearing a GBH shirt.
Really?
Yeah. One of my favorite things in life is like punk in not punk places. When
Absolutely.
you're looking in the background and
Wonderful.
you're like, there's a fucking sticker of the band that I
It's
like. I
the
know what
most-
that is.
Yeah, it's the most connective thing because when you're a child and you first get into it, I don't care who you are now or then, you convince yourself no one likes this.
100%.
All of tropes in society have told me that I'm a loser and no one likes the thing I like.
Yeah.
And then you find, like, you see it, you're like, someone like, that's why I feel like a show, as much as this is weird, Gilmore Girls hooked me because you're listening to him talk about music and you're like, how does he know so much about the B-52s? This guy's a punk. And you're like, what is going on here? And they talk about like what's that band that what's his name claimed to be in
Flipper.
Oh,
Moby.
Moby
said he
claims
was
to be in
Flipper.
that band.
And
He
everybody in
wasn't
Flipper
the band.
was like,
He wasn't in the band. Why did he say that?
yeah, I read the Wikipedia page. You weren't in Flipper. Come on.
Yeah, he wasn't. But
It's not
either
on
way,
Wikipedia, it's not
they
true.
They have like a whole segment where they're talking about Flipper, and so I'm like, how
That's
do they
wild.
know about this?
Yeah.
And they do that all the time. It's a good show because
Yeah.
of that. It's just the two main characters are terrible posers.
There's a few parts in The Crow where characters are wearing Misfits. There's like a guy with a
Iggy Pop's
Misfits
in the
jacket.
sequel.
Yes, that show. That's true. There's a guy wearing a Misfits jacket. There's a guy wearing a Black Flag shirt. And then there's an issue of Batman from like the mid-'80s. and I believe it's Jason Todd. Someone in the comments is going to lose their fucking mind wherever this is posted if I got that wrong. But
I already decided when we started talking about comic books how much emails I'm going to get.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I believe it's Jason Todd as, like, a younger kid in, like, this kind of, like, run-down, abandoned house, and there is a Poison Idea poster on the wall.
Really?
Yup. And this is, like, 1986, maybe?
All of the Ninja Turtle comics have, like, weird tropes of punks because those guys were punk rock guys.
I could see that.
And that's how they started the comics. They used to write zines, and then they were just like, oh, let's do our own comic.
Yeah.
And then when they did the comic, like, there's all these weird little tropes in it from comic book stuff, from, like, punk stuff.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and that's how they blew it. And that's they still own, like, the weird rights.
Their whole thing.
Now, what is it? Nickelodeon Viacom owns
Nickelodeon Viacom owns the rights to make, like, movies and television shows.
Yeah.
They always wanted to keep the rights to make comic books.
Yes, and they have.
That's, like, always been the thing is, like, you guys can do whatever the fuck you want with everything else. We just want to always be able to make our own comics. And they were like, yeah. Why would we want
too.
that?
They did a whole a run with Batman, the Ninja Turtles and Batman and stuff. Batman teams up with everybody.
I mean, the Ninja Turtles team up with everybody. They teamed up with fucking Batman. They teamed up with Savage Dragon.
Well, aren't they all part of Image Comics?
Ninja Turtles was part of Image Comics for a second, and then it went to IDW.
But isn't that the thing in Image Comics is the only character they ever do crossovers with is Savage Dragon?
Well, Savage Dragon is, other than Spawn, is the longest running
really?
creator-owned comic.
Also, what is it? What is it? Incredible? Or Invincible. Invincible. They just did the series.
Yeah.
That's in the Savage Dragon universe. I know that because
they cross it over. Yeah.
In the comics, that's the original character. His father was originally a character in a Savage Dragon.
And of the
they
mainstream
did a crossover with them.
Yeah, of the mainstream, like, you know, if you want to say big three, DC, Marvel, and Image, like, Image is the premier punk.
Oh, absolutely, because they're
publisher.
The only one that it's all about giving the artists keeping their
yeah,
rights. And
you own everything that you make.
Yeah, they're just helping you produce it.
Oh,
and
Robert
that's
Kirkman, you're going to sell The Walking Dead to AMC? That's all your fucking money to make. I mean, DC gets some percentage of it, but
they have a royalty.
It's not a lot.
Yeah,
it's
they have a royalty built in for a lot of those things.
Yeah.
But it's nothing compared to what the actual creator is getting paid, and that's the right way to do it because he's the creator, and that's the only person that never got that treatment but was in Image is the guy that did Tank Girl because he released his stuff under another UK, I think, comic, and then it came to DC, and then when it died, Image pulled her out of the grave.
Right.
So they already own the. He doesn't have the rights to do comic book, TV shows with her, movies. He doesn't have the rights to do. He can just write the comics, and he has every right to do what he wants with the character comic book.
And that dude's name is fucking Bruce Scott. Yeah, because it's his thing, and then he hooked up with the fucking Ding Dong from Blur.
He changed his art style real drastically.
Yeah.
As he developed, especially when it came to the Gorillas, then because I thought he was the second one. I don't know why.
What's the
second artist then?
I mean, they probably did. Like I said,
I
they
have
done a
the
lot
Tank.
of stuff.
I have the Cream of Tank Girl and the Whole of Tank Girl at home that are great. They're basically biographies of Tank Girl in book form. They're great.
What's the last comic you read?
Last comic I read, probably something from Tank Girl. But I'm trying to think of a series that I finished. I finished Black Summer. I reread Black Summer. If you've ever read that again, it's like a 6 comic book series. It's a series where there's these like 6 superheroes that are basically a metaphor for the Justice League.
Got it.
And it's the real world. Bush is the president, and they disappear for 6 months. Nobody knows where they are.
Okay.
You can't find them. All of a sudden, the leader of that group appears in the Oval Office and kills the president, kills the vice president, kills the whole council. And then he goes on TV and says, I'm here to kill bad people. Like, I'm supposed to stop the evildoers that cause war. He goes, these people are evildoers. They're war criminals, so I killed them. And then the rest of the comic is them trying to escape and how those 6 months that they disappeared were their plan to do this and get away. It's fucking awesome.
Got it.
Yeah.
I bought Ghost World the other day.
Oh, really? I've only seen the movie.
Early Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
Early ScarJo. I read Ghost World maybe like 7 years ago.
Okay.
And I wasn't ready for it. This happens. Though. The first time I read Watchmen, I didn't read the whole thing. The first time I read Watchmen, I didn't read.
A lot to skip over with Watchmen.
I skipped over all the fucking sections that were just text. I was
Spoil.
like, I don't want to read books. That's why I'm reading comics.
I'll spoil alert Watchmen because I want to ask you a question about Watchmen. What do you think of the end of Watchmen? The comic book version.
The comic?
Yes. Because I don't like it.
I know where this is going. You're going to try to tell me about how the movie does it better.
No.
Really?
No, that's not my argument. I just
Okay.
don't like the ending. I don't like that the one person, Rorschach, who's actually doing the right thing, is just eliminated.
But he's
because of
not. He's not necessarily doing the right thing. It's his whole fucking shtick is that everything is black and white.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
He's like the Steve Ditko Mr. A character.
He was right to tell people the truth.
He's a very like Ayn Rand type character.
It's just-
Everything is fucking this or that. There is absolutely no fucking gray area. It's either good or it's bad. There's nothing in the middle.
I see how that definitely comes across, but I feel like the sentiment of what was happening in that moment is you want everyone to buy into a lie for this greater good, and this is how we got here. Is lies on lies on lies on lies.
Right.
And I'm not going to contribute to it anymore. And I don't think he was fully wrong by that. And then just having that attitude where they're like, we have to kill Rorschach because Rorschach is literally not going to stop.
Well, he
It's
says
like-
he says as much
Yeah.
to Dr. Manhattan. He's
Yeah.
like, "Fucking do it."
I just
do
think
it.
that,
I'm not. I'm
but that
going
just proves,
to.
it proves again how much Dr. Manhattan isn't a good person or a better
Right.
person. He's just another fucking powerful idiot.
Well, and then
thinks
spoiler
he's
for
right.
a 40-year-old comic. There is the like cliffhanger
Yes,
on
of
the
course,
end
he
of
gets-
like leaving the
and that's
journal.
because that is the world. That is the
Yeah.
world. They kill people that are trying to do the right thing and get the right message or get the truth out, and it sprinkles out anyway because fucking people don't get humans don't give up.
I love it. I fucking adore Watchmen. I kind of don't trust the opinion of
I love it.
of
Don't get me
most
wrong.
of most comic book fans that don't have respect for Watchmen.
Oh,
You
no,
cannot like it. That's fine. There's
That's
nothing wrong with not
exact-
liking it, but there is a certain respect that has to come with Watchmen
Alan Moore is by far one of my favorite comic book writers.
Well, there's a lot more to Watchmen than just like it's a great story. It's a fucking groundbreaking story because of its historical significance
Yes.
to comic books. That and Dark Knight Returns, which I'm
Feel
not
the same way about Citizen Kane.
I'm not the
I
yes,
understand.
yes.
It's the same. It's the
Exactly.
same sentiment with Citizen Kane.
You cannot
You
like
can't-
it, but there
you
is a
cannot
certain
like
level
that
of
movie,
respect.
but shut the fuck up if you want to talk about how you want to criticize that movie. Like
Right.
And I do agree. Like it's a great comic, regardless of. I personally don't like that he dies.
I get it.
I just wish that he didn't die.
Yeah.
It's a personal thing. It's not. I like that they wrote it. I just like me personally wouldn't have wrote it that way.
Sure. Going back to my earlier point, though, was that sometimes you're not ready for things, and that's okay. Sometimes you are not ready for a certain piece of media, comic book, movie, song, whatever, and it's totally fucking okay to go, I don't like this now. It's okay to say, I don't like this.
Okay.
But you can go back in the future
Give it a chance
when
later
you're
on.
ready.
Okay.
Like for me in Ghost World, where I like the first time I read it, I was like, I fucking hate these characters. Everyone is such an asshole, and this is so bad. And then reading it now, I'm like, I completely missed the fucking joke. It just
I see you totally.
soared over my head. Totally missed the joke.
When was the last time you watched the movie SLC Punk?
Oh Jesus!
What?
I said, oh Jesus! I don't
Like,
know. It's been
Well, I recently watched it for an exclusive Patreon episode. We did on my Patreon. We rewatched it. I haven't seen it in maybe like I want to say at least 7 or 8 years. Doesn't really hold up the same way I
No, it
remember
doesn't do
doing.
it. It don't do it.
A lot of homophobic slurs.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a very nihilist movie.
Yeah.
The Sex Pistols and a lot of people just
It's-
push that
it's
on.
and it's
fun.
and it's
It's a
the
fun-
stupid product of its
It's
time.
a fun
kind of
movie, but it is
situation.
the
Like,
catcher in the rye of punk, where you
Yo.
will read it, you will watch that movie when you're young and be like, fuck yeah, punk rock, sex and violence, gonna go fight some Nazis and rednecks. And then you will watch it at my age and go, ooh, maybe everybody calm down.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't want. Oh, this is what the problem is. I have a whole room full of kids full of vinegar and fire in their veins, not figuring it out as they're trying not to fuck and fight each other. Like, I'm seeing where the problematic side is coming from.
So how much is it going to cost for you to watch the sequel?
Oh, I've already seen it.
No, but like
I'll do it
on the internet with people.
I'll do it. You know what? I don't hate it as much as everybody else hates
the sequel?
It's just not good.
I can't say anything because I haven't seen it. I'm just like,
you know what it is?
That sounds like a bad idea.
That first movie is such a movie. Even the fact that it doesn't hold up, it gives you this little window into what people thought punk was at that era in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
And this, like, some of the tropes of punk and the tropes of that time period. Where the new one is like a big glossing over of what punk has become since then. Mm-hmm. And it's not wrong necessarily. It's just the time that they need to spend to explain these minute things. They're not taking the time to do that, and that's why it's not fun. They have to cram this all in an hour and a half. He obviously he crowdfunded it, and you can tell. The cuts and some of the stuff, it's really not professional. I mean, it's real.
Yeah.
Like some of the cuts, like
just
there's
jumped on
weird
Fiverr
warps and like really like the screen will all fade out and then it'll fade back in time, and there's no music, and it feels very low production. Like he didn't have the time to finish these little things that needed to be done, and I think he should have scaled down everything he was doing. I like the overall sentiment of let's tell Bobko's son's story.
You just said Bobko's.
Did I say Bobko?
Oh, you did.
I meant to say Heroin Bob.
I like Heroin Bobko.
Heroin Bobko. Can we get that meme going? What is it? But I like that trope, and I really liked who the son was, where the son was like this overly goth guy that was obsessed with being goth, and like he kind of was I like how they made this trope of him being basically like a fucking soft boy, and how he had to break out of that. Yeah. And the speech he gives on stage yelling at all the punks at the punk show, it's a pretty good fun. He goes, you're all bastards and worshiping a dead genre. I love it. And he like this sentiment, like this pure sentiment of just attacking us exactly what we are, but also saying that he liked it. It's a fun little, there's a few little parts in the movie where you're like, that was good. Like you had a good idea. If we could play with this.
That brings up a good point. The idea that it's okay to like parts of something.
Oh, totally.
But not necessarily the whole thing.
Yeah, I love.
You don't have to love every single bit about everything.
I think the whole movie is bad.
Yeah, you can like the art in a comic and hate the story.
Great. Spoiler alert if you don't see it. When the movie comes to the part of the end where the mother is searching for him the whole movie because he's out traveling, she's very like possessive. Because it's the son of her boyfriend that died. And he finally, like, yells. He goes, I'm not your fucking dead boyfriend. And he just, like, yells at her.
Shots
and
fired.
has this, like, speech with her about, like, I'm not him. Like, I'm somebody. You got to let me be me. And stop standing over me. And it's a nice, like, there's a bunch of little sentiments in the movie that you're like, you have the ability to write, my friend. I've seen it before, you know? Like,
I want to see a supercut of this video, just like time lapse really fast, so you can see both of us getting progressively sweatier.
Yeah, dude, it's so
and
hot.
Sweatier and like, hotter.
It's like what do you call it? What's that show? Eric Andre show. We just turn the heat up on our guests and fuck with you. Except for we're admitting it.
Like, I don't feel bad that I pulled this shirt out of my dirty clothes because it was going to wind up smelling like this, whether it was clean or not.
We might as well be at a show.
Yes. I fuck with Uncle Peckerhead.
Uncle Peckerhead, wonderful DIY kind of movie. Or where can people find that? I know on
I think it's on
Apple, right? On
Amazon.
Oh, it's on Amazon? Oh,
you can also buy it, like, from their site.
Great, fun movie. Really, really fun. We'll post about that too.
I got my face ripped off and the arm ripped off.
That was one of the fun. I like that your trope in movies is dying.
Dying and being a fucking stereotypical like New Jersey asshole.
I've only seen like 2 films.
Well, yeah, because you get to watch me die and live out your fantasy, and there's no legal repercussions whatsoever.
No legal repercussions. The head goes right off.
Yeah, you get to just watch and like.
No, I love it. My favorite part is to knock Josh Head's head off.
Yeah.
I think you would be happy to see me get killed in a movie. I'll die in a movie if you want.
Yeah, I got fucking like spray. I think I said this somewhere else, but I'll fucking give you the story too. After that fucking scene, I got just covered in fucking fake blood. And they gave me, like, here's the clothes you're going to wear for the scene. And I was like, okay, great. Now I don't have to mess up my own clothes. So I just wore my own underwear. They didn't supply me with underpants, and that was very, very alarming.
Think about that in the future filmmakers.
Yeah. Craft services should provide such things. I'm upset that there isn't a table of various types of underpants here. It's, I thought this was professional.
That brings me to one of our sponsors, MeUndies. No, get at us, MeUndies. They'll make those underwear that is perfect
not
for
a
you.
Sponsorship could be a sponsorship.
Could be a sponsorship. It's sue or sponsorship. The ball's in your court.
So I got fucking drenched in fake blood, and afterwards I had to drive home from Bricktown, and the show was at the Brick DAV.
Yeah, they filmed it in the Brick VFW, right?
VFW parking lot.
Yes.
They cover me in fucking fake blood. I take off all the clothes. I throw them right in the dumpster, and I'm like, I'm sweaty. I'm covered in fake blood. I'm sticky. Who the fuck wants to be sticky? I can't put my clothes
Sticky's
back
the
on.
worst.
So I asked them if they had trash bags, and I just put a trash bag over myself.
I like that you thought that was better.
Oh, totally better. Because I also, drove there, and I didn't want to get fucking fake blood all over my car.
That's fair.
So
That's a fair point.
Because then my whole car is going to be sticky. I don't want to. Who wants to be sticky?
All of the things you're saying, I agree with.
That's the problem right now.
Yeah, right now is sticky. The sticky's the problem.
Yeah. So then I put the trash bag over my fucking
it's like God
pants
touched
and
me.
is that where the fan's been this whole time?
No.
That just turned around on yourself. Thanks.
Oh, we just felt
Thanks,
fan,
boss.
and it's like heaven has kissed me.
Yeah. Put the fucking garbage bags on, drove home, past my house, drove right to the ocean, and just jumped straight
That's
fucking
a smart
in.
move. Smart move.
Just
Make
went
the
right
ocean
in the
wash it
ocean.
up. I like the medieval way of cleaning yourself. I
Yeah.
like this. Just go farther downriver from the river of shit that they've already
It was
made.
disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. But yeah, got my arm ripped off, got my face ripped off. It was fun.
Yeah. You guys should check out that movie on Amazon. It's a fun horror movie, and it really has a bunch of weird little NJ punk tropes in it with the VFW.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Well, you know who directed it, right?
Who?
So, Mike Lawrence.
Yes, I am aware of Mike Lawrence.
Used to book shows at Asbury Lanes.
Yes.
Then was booking shows at House of
Independence.
Then was booking shows at Starland. Then was booking shows at House of Independence. You can read all about it in the biography I'm penning for him. Should be out some. Not sure. Anyway,
we'll release it.
his brother. It's a film. Film professor
Really?
at TCNJ, I think.
Cool.
And his brother made it. So Mike
That's really cool.
Lawrence is in that movie too.
Oh,
He's in the opening scene.
A bunch of other punk rockers from New Jersey. That's crazy. It is a really fun movie. It was super funny.
Yeah.
The actual lines, the acting in it was really, really on spot on. I've watched a lot of my friends make little things, and I have to sit through some bad acting. This actually is super enjoyable to sit through.
This
fun.
is like, this is like a movie.
Yeah, it's
like an actual movie.
It's an actual. But the acting, everything is at that tier where I'm surprised that a bunch of people from my area made it
for no fucking dollars.
Yeah, and dude, good
for
on them.
no money.
And it was a really, really fun movie. Good on them, man. I hope they make more stuff like that. So, all right, we're gonna wrap this up, Guy. What is it? We want to say one more time. The new album is going to be released on July 23rd. We got the record release on July 24th. The pre-order starts last Friday, June 25th, and their first show back is July 3rd. What is it? Any other things you want to plug?
I'm gonna need you to write all that down for me because I already forgot, and perfectly.
Yeah. I got you. No problem.
So you could text that over.
I'm
That'd be
organized now. It only took social media. What is that? I don't know why. I don't post 40 times a day, but it's okay, guys. So thank you for listening. Check out School Drugs on Spotify. Check them out. You have stuff on Bandcamp too with merch and things like that too.
All that good stuff.
What is it? Follow them on Instagram and all the social medias. Do you guys have a Twitter?
We do. We don't really use it.
Yeah, so
we should.
Instagram is the better one to follow.
Yeah.
Thank you again for watching. Thank you again for being here, Josh.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for helping. See you guys again. Bye, everybody. Bye. Goodbye. Bye, punk rockers. Remember, punk rock is for everybody unless you're not for everybody. Boom. There's the ending.